Fellow Australians, friends of Ireland, we gather here this morning on the lands of the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, to whose elders past and present we pay our respects. My name is Jeff Kildea, Secretary of the Ashling Society of Sydney, and on behalf of the Society, I welcome you and thank you for coming to this special Centenary commemoration. 1916 was a momentous year, and over the next few months, a number of significant centenaries will be commemorated, such as the Battle of the Somme, which took place in France from July to November 1916, and the conscription referendum, which took place here in Australia in October 1916. But today we commemorate an event which began in Ireland in Easter Monday, 100 years ago. On that day, at 12 noon, members of the Irish Volunteers and the Irish Citizen Army occupied the General Post Office in O'Connell Street, Dublin, as well as other sites throughout the city, marking the beginning of a rising against British rule in Ireland, which was to last the whole of Easter week. Although the rising was a military failure, it soon came to symbolise the aspiration of the Irish people for self-government and led ultimately to the founding of the Irish state. Following the seizure of the GPO, the rebels raised the tricolour, which is now the national flag of Ireland, and their leader, Patrick Pearse, flanked by Thomas Clarke and James Connolly, stood outside the GPO and read the Proclamation of the Irish Republic. Although the rising took place on the other side of the world, it also had a profound impact on the political and social life of Australia, where almost a quarter of the population were of recent Irish heritage. If, as Yeats tells us, all changed utterly in Ireland due to the rising, the same can be said for Australia. And for that reason, it is appropriate that we here in Australia should mark this occasion. So this morning, we commemorate the reading of the proclamation, which took place outside the Dublin GPO on Easter Monday 1916, with a reading of the proclamation here outside the Sydney GPO by renowned Irish-Australian actor Maeliosa Stafford of Opunski's Theatre Company. The Proclamation of Poblacht na hÉireann, the Provisional Government of the Irish Republic to the people of Ireland. Irish men and Irish women, in the name of God and the dead generations from which she receives her old tradition of nationhood, Ireland, through us, summons her children to her flag and strikes for her freedom. Having organised and trained her manhood through her secret revolutionary organisation, the Irish Republican Brotherhood, and through her open military organisations, the Irish Volunteers and the Irish Citizen Army, having patiently perfected her discipline, having resolutely waited for the right moment to reveal itself, she now seizes that moment and, supported by her exiled children in America and by gallant allies in Europe, but relying in the first on her own strength, she strikes in full confidence of victory. We declare the right of the people of Ireland to the ownership of Ireland and to the unfettered control of the Irish destinies to be sovereign and indefeasible. The long usurpation of that right by a foreign people and government has not extinguished the right, nor can it ever be extinguished except by the destruction of the Irish people. In every generation, the Irish people have asserted their right to national freedom and sovereignty. 6 times during the past 300 years, they have asserted its face to the world. We hereby, standing on that fundamental right and again asserting it in arms in the face of the world, we hereby proclaim the Irish Republic as a sovereign, independent state, and we pledge our lives and the lives of our comrades in arms to the cause of its freedom, of its welfare, and of its exaltation among the nations. The Irish Republic is entitled to and hereby claims the allegiance of every Irishman and Irish woman. The Republic guarantees religious and civil liberty, equal rights and equal opportunities to all its citizens, and declares its resolve to pursue the happiness and prosperity of the whole nation and of all of its parts, cherishing all the children of the nation equally and oblivious of the differences carefully fostered by an alien government which has divided a minority from the majority in the past. Until our arms have brought the opportune moment for the establishment of a permanent national government representative of the whole people of Ireland and elected by the suffrages of all her men and women, the provisional government, hereby constituted, will administer the civil and military affairs of the Republic in trust for the people. We place the cause of the Irish Republic under the protection of the Most High God, whose blessing we invoke upon our arms, and we pray that no one who serves that cause will dishonour it by cowardice, inhumanity, or rapine. In this supreme hour, the Irish nation must, by its valour and discipline, and by the readiness of its children to sacrifice themselves for the common good, prove itself worthy of august destiny to which it is called. Signed on behalf of the Provisional Government, Thomas J. Clark, Sean McDiarmid, Thomas McDonough, P.H. Pearce, Eamon Chiant, James Connolly, Joseph Plunkett.
Thank you, Maeliosa Stafford. This event has been organised by the Ashling Society of Sydney, an Irish-Australian cultural organisation whose main interests are the study of the history, life and culture of Ireland and of the effect of Irish heritage on the Australian way of life. If you'd like more information about the Society, please come and talk with me. Those who have tickets for the film screening at the State Library should assemble at the Dixon Room of the Mitchell Library and be seated by 11 o'clock. Thank you all for coming.